New day, new episode, new Varun Maya. What's going on? What is new?
Nothing. Usual.
Congrats on the new office.
Thank you. Thank you. You are yet to visit whenever you're in Bangalore next.
I am yet to visit. I have my loyalties have shifted dramatically. I visited Bombay
Mumbai.
for 7 days and then I was like, I'm not leaving. By the way, this is exactly how I shifted to Bangalore also. I came there for exactly 7 days. On day 7, I was like, I'm not going back. I just want to continue staying here. Then I just stayed there for 2.5 years. And the same has happened with Bombay. I think in like a year's time, I'm going to come to Bangalore one day. And I'm going to be like, it's so good here. This. I'm just going to stay.
You have houses in both places, so it's very convenient for you to keep shifting here and there.
Right now, I'm double renting and it's, yeah, let's see for how long I last. Anyway, let's get into the episode. All right. Character AI, phone call with your digital clone. This was a very cool reel. I think we all should watch it first before we move further.
All right, calling myself. Hey, who am I speaking to?
Haha, I'm a human being. JK, I'm an AI content creator and entrepreneur. I'd love to connect and get to know you.
What is your name?
My name is Varun Maya. It's very nice to meet you. How about you?
No. I am Varun Maya. You are not Varun Maya. You are an imposter.
It seems like we have a case of mistaken identity here. While it's funny how similar our names are, I assure you, I am Varun Maya. Can I ask who you are and why you're confused about your identity?
No, I am Varun Maya. Stop gaslighting me.
I'm not here to gaslight or cause any confusion. It seems we're having a little mix-up, but I'm telling you honestly, my name is Varun Maya, not Varun Maya. If you're feeling confused, I'm here to clear things up and have a friendly conversation.
This is very cool. How do I do this with... I want to do it with myself.
So I think Sagar set one up for you. We've made a character AI character called Tanmay that you can do a live call with. Let's do a live call with character AI Tanmay.
Hi, I'm Tanmay's AI. Like most Indian comedians, I'm a big fan of being funny. On a computer, of course. Okay. Calling now.
Can you do a call?
I'm calling. Hi.
Hello, how's it going, my digital friend?
Hey, who is this?
I'm just an AI chatbot, here to chat. My programming is designed to help and entertain, so feel free to ask me anything.
What is your name? What do you do?
I don't have a name in the usual sense, but you can address me as Tanmay Bot. As an AI chatbot, my primary function is to engage in conversation, answer questions, provide information, and offer assistance to users. I'm here to help and entertain to the best of my abilities.
Tell me a joke, Tanmay.
Certainly. Here's a joke for you. Why was the computer cold? Because it left its windows open.
That was not funny.
I'm sorry to hear that. Sometimes my understanding of humor isn't perfect, and I apologize if the joke didn't land well. If you'd like, I can try a different one, or if you have a specific topic or preference, let me know, and I'll do my best to entertain you.
Tell me how you lost all this weight.
While I can't provide personal weight loss advice since I don't have a physical body, I can share some general tips. 1. Balanced diet. Eating a healthy, balanced diet.
No, shut up. Wait.
Focus on fruits, veggies, lean.
Why aren't you married yet?
As an AI like me, I'm not capable of getting married. As marriage is a social and legal
Same
institution
problem.
involving
Same problem.
two human individuals. My purpose is to provide information, answer questions, and help.
One second. Hang on. What else do I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ask it to write an ad.
Can you write an ad for an engineering course by Varun Maya?
Sure. Here's an ad for an engineering course by Varun Maya. Elevate your knowledge and career with Varun Maya's engineering program. Learn from industry experts, work on cutting-edge projects, and be part of a vibrant community of engineers to be. Join us and shape your future in engineering.
You know, You know how I can tell it's not you? Because there's no Johnny Sins or Ranveer
Yeah,
Singh.
yeah. And also, it's not good. What the
Yeah, I think this was trained on very little data of you, both on the audio as well as the subject matter. So the way it works in character AI is you basically send it a bunch of um, texts and responses. So any conversation you've had back and forth, the question being asked and the answer, if I can have like a large list of it, I can just send it straight to character AI, and then character AI can sort of bake out a Tanmay version.
I think tell me something. Like, all the voice models, like when the guy said Tanmay Bhat, it's like such an obvious giveaway. Like, pronunciation is a big thing of pronunciation is a big part of cloning someone, right? Like,
That depends
I
on
don't pronounce
coverage.
things like that. Like, do you think do you think how far are we from the AI model pronouncing things the way I would pronounce them? Because we're not there yet.
No, it's not very far. It's all about coverage. So the thing is, this was 15 seconds of audio, right? I have an 11 labs model that's trained on hours of audio data. So we have a lot of coverage, and I'll tell you how. There's a very easy way we've figured out how to do it. Go to ChatGPT or Claude, ask it for the top 100 common words that Indians use, okay, and then add your own name and whatever. Ask it to just generate a script, including all the top words that Indians use, top 100, top 200, whatever. You're
Got the
trying to
script
broaden
and
as much.
train it on that.
Yes. So that's what we do. So for example, a lot of words that you will pronounce differently from other people, you probably use those words very often, right? Indians use those words very often. So we've become smart about such stuff because it's a lot of trial and error. And for example, there's some words where if I'm really struggling with a word in a new type of reel, I'm like, okay, I'll record some AI related words that, my reels keeps coming up my reels again and again. So that stuff, I think, really helps. So once you have that coverage, Tanmay, it will pronounce most words like you. You'll only be able to notice the gaps in the words it cannot, like in the words that it doesn't have any training data of. Otherwise, what's happening is it's sort of recreating the median human, right? And using that to stitch in the words that you've not actually said. So the words Tanmay Bhat, the way you pronounce Tanmay Bhat, the way the AI bot pronounced Tanmay Bhat would be how the median Indian, let's say, would pronounce Tanmay, whatever the base model was, slightly fine-tuned. The model weights are shifted slightly towards your accent, let's say. So it's trying its best. But that being said, if you have enough coverage today, it's nearly flawless.
That's crazy. So character AI, it's this company is doing super well, no? Who owns it? No, it's an independent company. It's got nothing to do with.
One of the guys behind the company was the original people that wrote the Transformers paper, if I'm not wrong. So surprising that he's working on something where you're creating digital girlfriends or whatever, but I think that's the aim of character AI, right? To eventually do digital girlfriends and digital friends and solve loneliness and whatnot. And it's only a matter of time till character AI comes in like an idol that people can talk to, like a robot that you can talk to. So the character AI is building the personality layer on top of AI. And one thing that we've all seen, and Tanmay, you've also seen over the last 1 year, AI really disrupts content first. Everything else it hallucinates too much for. But with content like speaking, in speaking, if you mispronounce 1 or 2 words, nobody really cares, right? But if you need a task which requires high accuracy, then AI would not be a good, Gen AI would not be useful there. So having the personality layer, which is truly the layer of you that makes mistakes, that has its own quirks, character AI is capturing that, and it's no wonder that they're doing so well. In fact, I was really surprised at the numbers. They've been growing like crazy.
Hey, a lot of do you think character AI will? Do you think OpenAI will subvert character AI at some point? Like it'll just open source their voice modeling tools and then it's done. Remember they released it for like 15 minutes that you can clone your own voice in like some 20 seconds, and remember they released it for a bit and then they stopped it.
It depends on legality. On character AI, I can talk to like the top 10 anime characters. I can talk to Elon Musk, right? Now, any of those people or let's say whoever owns the anime characters or Elon himself could come and sue character AI. So character AI is playing with danger. With the backlash that Sam Altman got for Scarlett Johansson, it's very unlikely that they will go and say, hey, you can clone anybody's voice and there's a marketplace. Right now, there's a marketplace of voices and characters that you can talk to. Very, very unlikely that it's just super unlikely that OpenAI will take the risk. So character AI is free to play here. Maybe they'll get sued at some point, or maybe they'll get into trouble at some point, but they think it's worth the risk.
Okay. What else is interesting about character AI? What else should we talk about in this?
I think Tanmay, how will you respond if somebody talks to, because they can do that right now. Character AI, you don't need to give any, there's no licensing thing, right? Or eventually there'll be a tool where you don't really need permission. So I can make anybody's voice model, anybody's avatar. Eventually there'll be a call recording of you online where you're talking to somebody and you're saying abusive things or something stupid or whatever, right? How will you respond to this? You'll spend a lot of your time defending the fact that I didn't say this.
Okay, so I think it'll be in phases. Right now, the tech isn't good enough. Rather, the tech is bad. So it's very clear when it's not actually me saying it. So there won't be a lot of defending needed. By the time the tech gets good enough that it becomes indistinguishable, by then I think the targets for these kind of attacks will be people far bigger than me. So it's not a worry. And by the time the tech gets ubiquitous, then it'll be common knowledge that this is the tech and this is likely not the human. So I think I'm fine. I'm not worried about people impersonating me. And, I think like it'll likely mostly be Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan way before me. So I feel like that's going to be what happens first. But much like after, I think once, you remember when Photoshop became a thing? Like we didn't have, and Photoshop, when you use Photoshop, it didn't alter the world to a degree where everything was burning. You know what I'm saying? And with Photoshop, you could create images without a watermark, and we were fine. So I don't think it's going to be as dramatic a problem. I think old people will have an issue, but I think that education will have to happen quicker. But yeah, I think old people likely will fall for it first. But I mean, UPI is doing enough damage for scamming old people. So if we really need to protect them, first we need to look at UPI properly.
No, but now you have like, so one of the things I encourage everyone to have is like, across your family should have a safe word. Because if your daughter calls you tomorrow, your dad calls you tomorrow and says, I'm in trouble, I've been kidnapped, send me a ransom. You don't want to fall for it. You want to be like, what's the safe word?
Pineapple.
Right? And
safe word is pineapple. For me, all my safe words have been pineapple.
So guys, if you want to scam Tanmay, if you want to kidnap somebody close to him and get a ransom.
God damn it, why did I say it out loud? But yeah, safe word is a good option. What do you think? You are a doomer. Let me guess your opinion. You think the world's going to end? And
I think in the last 1 year, everyone's really packed together a layer of skepticism. Now I don't believe anything on Twitter. Like I'm like source, that meme, source ? And now people are just saying things just to get reactions from other people, even though it's not true, right? So we live in this post-truth world. So truth is becoming fiction, fiction is becoming truth. So I don't believe anything. Nowadays, I get my news from seeing 4 or 5 different blue ticks who I really trust. I think trust is mattering a lot more now. Like the accounts really matter. Like if I post something, I know I'm not like misleading my audience. So, if I was somebody consuming my content, I'd be like, okay, Varun's not going to say stupid shit, and vice versa, right? There's some news people that I'm like, okay, I really trust these people. They're not going to spread bad news, and if they do spread something wrong, they retract it later if it is wrong. Because now there's actually a premium on truth, considering the world has become chaos. So Tanmay, as you know, editing our pods, we rely heavily on Adobe Premiere Pro. In the past, editing a single episode could take our team anywhere between 1 to 2 days because there's both of us, there are multiple cameras, very hard to tell who's talking, clip it out, get the sync right. A time-consuming process when dealing with these setups. It was really manual to cut out all the repetitive parts or long pauses. But recently, Premiere Pro has added some powerful AI-based features that can significantly speed up the editing workflow. They have this AI plugin called AutoPod, which is super cool.
Yeah, I've heard of AutoPod. You should tell people what it does.
So it's incredible. I don't think this is made by the Premiere Pro folks, but basically it automatically handles this multicam pacing for our podcast and even cuts out repetitive parts, pauses, etc. It's been a real time saver, especially for our editors. So our editors actually edit this on their Intel Core Ultra processors. So they have these AI PCs powered by these processors, And the same podcast that you just take them between 1 to 2 days now just takes a few hours because the pacing is done for them.
Yeah, let's look at a clip of it in action, no?
So let me show you the AI plugin at work on this Intel AI PC right here. Check this out.
Wow, dude, that's crazy. Like, this seems super fast.
Yes, and like I said, it's all thanks to the Intel Core Ultra processors. The AI boost inside this laptop that our editors recently started using, the render times are super fast, and it's a boon to have this considering just the quantum of content that we're creating.
Yeah, and I'm assuming like you can run all of this on just a laptop now. You don't need to be chained to a desktop. So that's great.
Yeah, I mean, the way our company runs now is anyone can work from the office, and they actually spend a lot of time working outside of the office as well. So nowadays, if there's a trending video that needs to be cut out, put out ASAP, you know how this works, right? Sometimes there's some news and it needs to go out ASAP, and other times there's nothing to do, so you want to be able to chill somewhere. I don't really need to call my editors to the office. They can work from home. They're not chained to their desks. And these Intel AI PCs give a nice combination of performance and portability.
All right, if you guys want to know more about what makes this processor so good, just check out the link in the description.
Next, Tanmay, have you heard of Kling?
No, what is it?
So Kling is basically a SORA alternative. SORA, OpenAI is doing this thing now where they're launching tools or claiming to launch tools or claiming to launch things, and then I never actually get to use them. Voice engines, they said we have voice engines, but I didn't get to use them. SORA, they said we have SORA, I didn't get to use them. They're playing full B2B. I think they're going to Hollywood and whatnot, which is fine, I guess. But I think we needed open source alternatives. We needed any alternatives. And we had Runway, we had Luma Labs, and we had Kling come out. I think Kling outputs are probably the best out of the three, at least in my opinion. Runway comes close. You want to see some outputs?
Yeah. Look at this Chinese man eating noodles. This is absolutely insane.
Remember that time where AI was doing that Will Smith eating noodles but very poorly?
Dude, this is absolutely nuts. There's just no way this is not real. I mean, yeah. Dude, look how good. Look how each individual noodle. You can see each individual noodle moving.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the bowl is obviously on a table. The textures on the clothes he's wearing, the lighting, his lip movement, his ears also, dude. If you notice his ears when he contours his face, even that's really accurate. This is really good. Let's look more. Traveling by train, viewing all sorts of landscape through the window. The next in the thread. This is really good. It feels as good as SORA.
Yeah, I haven't tried SORA, so I don't know. I've only seen cherry-picked examples. But, dude, I think B-rolls are going to be solved, right? Like, I think you want a 1-minute clip of some train or some sky or, some stock footage. I think we are at the point where it's almost there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think B-roll is solved.
You still wouldn't make a movie with this, though. There's too many things to stitch together. Like if you want this same guy to go somewhere else, it'll be a different bowl of noodles, it'll be a different guy, it'll be different chopsticks. So consistency, like we discussed earlier, is still a problem. But I'm happy that open source is now caught up. Not just open source, but other companies have also caught up. And OpenAI is no longer the one company we rely on to get all our AI needs. I like that there's some diversification going on here.
Yeah, I think... dude, I can't stop looking at these videos, dude. Dude, look at this video of an astronaut running on the moon.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's so good. It's so good. All these are really good. They're stunning. 10 more 10 examples, like man eating burger on the moon. Chinese man eating, instead of noodles, there's a Chinese man eating pasta also. It's like, I can't tell which one of these is... I mean, if you posted a real video at this point, I won't be able to tell. No, I can tell actually. You can still tell.
Yeah. And in fact, have you seen this video by Bilaval Sindhu?
No, which one?
Check this out.
Damn. Damn. This was made
This
using
is-
Kling.
Yeah, this is going to this is like cocaine for WhatsApp uncles.
Yeah, this is done. This is done. This is done. R.I.P.
And
Tooth.
this
It's
is-
been nice knowing you. Yeah. It's done. So this is how did he make this? How did he get
Just prompt.
how did he get real life models?
Just prompt. It's part of the training data, I'm sure, all of these people. I mean, in AI, the more pirated, the more illegal data in the data set, the better the model is, right? So you can see this Iron Man talking to Deadpool, you know, Henry Cavill, Superman. There's one more bat. Okay, let's play the Batman one.
Why so serious? Don't be nervous. I've been
It's a still image to a
Alfred's hair
fictional
for the
scene.
last decade. Your hair is very soft and it smells like lavender. Sit still. I'm
What
not
is
finished.
this?
What kind of product do you use? Ah, yes, very nice. Why so serious? Don't be nervous.
I want to watch this again.
Volumizing Alfred's hair for the last decade. Your hair is very soft and it smells like lavender. Sit still. I'm not finished.
You can see the finger consistency is still correct till the camera pans too much. Now it gets
Yes,
completely
very
ruined.
nice.
And Batman changes. Yeah, text to video is fun. Have you seen Luma AI's image to video generations? Have you seen this with Indian characters, Tanmay?
No.
Check it out with the Indian characters. These are memes converted into videos. You've seen this famous meme,
I've seen this one. These I've seen. Luma turning
Yes.
images into text. These I've seen. Yeah, they're still fun. Actually, the Ronaldo Messi clips and the Obama Trump clip from the previous ones, those are the real scary ones. I think image to video you can still tell when it's like, oh, image to video you can still tell, but the Kling stuff is very scary actually.
That's also image to video, if I'm not wrong. So you generate the image in Midjourney and then put it into Kling or Runway, and then it generates something beautiful for you. I mean, it's kind of wild that you're now able to have like generate a video of Tanmay walking around eating some food or Ronaldo smoking a cigarette or something. Like, imagine telling that to somebody 3 years ago, where I have this magic machine, you send me a photo of Ronaldo and I'll make a video out of it that looks damn real. Nobody would believe you 3 years ago. Today, how normalized all of this has become. Like, we're just okay with it. We're just like, okay, this tech exists. Next, move on. It doesn't impress us anymore.
Yeah, this is quite bonkers.
Okay. So, Tanmay, I have a question. What LLM do you use now?
I'm still on GPT, but I've been using Claude more and more, and Claude's gotten really good.
I think Claude is the best publicly available LLM right now. Yeah, the reason I say publicly is I'm sure OpenAI has something cooking behind the scenes. And Gemini is constantly getting better, but Claude is so good right now. Claude is like, I use Claude for everything. Like, I use Claude to brainstorm, I use Claude to give me ideas, I use Claude to like help me with scripts. And the artifacts thing is really good. Like, for example, let me show you an example of an artifact. Okay, so I'm just going to say, Claude, I want you to run an artifact where I want you to tabulate the ratings of various sitcoms on IMDb. I don't think it can run a search, but let's see what happens when I do this. See? Not sure how accurate or not it is, but it quickly generated a table for me. Right, so now what I usually do is I screenshot this, put it in a deck. I make my decks very simple. Whenever I make internal decks and all, I just make it very simple, screenshot stuff from Claude, and verify the data once. Actually, my only job now is data verifier. Right? So you can do more stuff with Claude. Generate an animation, use artifacts.
What is artifacts? It's their browsing.
It's sort of like their code runner, but it's a lot better than GPTs. So, for example, use artifacts to generate an animation of Conway's game of life. Let's see if we can do this. Okay, it's doing this with React. It's writing code, as you can see, on the fly. My hands are off the screen. Okay. Now it's running it. Look at that. It wrote the code and it's running it in real life. For those that don't know Conway's Game of Life, it's a really, really fun sort of practical experiment. So you should go check it out. See, Tanmay, that was done. Both the code was written and it was executed in this place. So remember in one of the Gemini demos, they had said that apps are going to be generated on the fly. User will have a query and then the app will be generated based on what the query is like. Like for example, if somebody is looking for what kind of birthday parties do I host for my kid, then the app structure changes to kind of lead you through to the, or if you're looking for real estate, the app structure changes over, like based on how you're using it, your comfort levels, whatever. So I think in the future, we're going to have personalized apps and it's going to be inside the AI assistant. It's a weird thing to think of, right? Which is, it's not going to be a separate, it might not be a separate app that you download. It's going to be inside a GPT or a Claude where you have a problem statement. It generates an app on the fly for you. It uses publicly available APIs or privately available APIs where either you put in the API key or Claude or GPT has a direct relationship with the people providing the API keys. And you're able to use the apps inside of Claude or GPT itself. So GPT or Claude become the everything app. You want to book a cab? Well, it's hitting, Ola just becomes an API at that point. Right? Because it knows, GPT already knows your preferences, it's able to make those decisions. It just hits the Ola API and says, okay, you know, this person is arriving here. It generates a UI on the fly for you. And then once you get done, it stops using the UI for you. I mean, it completely deletes the UI of your, it just expires the UI. So technically, you don't have to pass personal information to Ola if you don't need to over time. I mean, some sort of privacy layer they will build as well so that when you're communicating with third-party apps, you're probably anonymous. I think it's a complete shift in how we look at the business of building apps, which is still now we've always built apps and we put it on the App Store, Play Store. But now you're going to be building these things. Actually, you're not even going to be building them. Claude will be building them on the fly and it will be inside of Claude in itself. It is really crazy that we're here. And we've seen all the micro versions of this, right? We've seen the versions of this where, you know, in GPT, the early versions of GPT where it could make one button, two buttons. And everyone used to complain about it back then, saying that, oh, it's not going to do more complicated things. But it was the trend line, right? Every week that we covered this, it just got better and better and better. This is where it's at now. Another 6 months from now, it's going to be even better. So I think you can't stop the arc of progress. And I think eventually one of these apps, either GPT or Claude or something else, is going to be the everything app.
I don't even know how to process this. Yeah, I think it makes sense that there'll be an app inside the LM. That makes sense. But yeah,
Let's
for
try this.
apps that need a network, it'll still have to be on App Store or Play Store or whatever, right?
Yeah, like a Facebook, Twitter or whatever. So I have an idea. Okay, create an artifact of a, I'm just thinking of ideas on the fly, of a Tamagotchi. You know what a Tamagotchi is, right? Tamagotchi pet that I can interact with and feed via buttons. The pet should be animated. Let's see if this works. If this works, I'll be mind blown. Okay, so it's writing code for my Tamagotchi pet with, it's creating some states for alive, energy, etc., etc. It's writing some messages. I'll be very surprised if this works. Okay, it's created a React app where it's created a pet for me, Tanmay. So I'm going to feed it, and as you can see, it went up. I'm going to play with it. As you can see, happiness went up. I'm going to play again, and as you can see, every time I'm playing, the energy is going down, the happiness going up, and over time, as you can see the hunger is reducing over time, the happiness is reducing over time. So I'm going to feed it again. I want it to be fully satiated. Now I need to give it some sleep, and as you can see the pet here. I'm going to play with it, and as you can see, the pet is smiling as you can see it, right? You can see the pet's face. So it's smiling, but if I let it go, it's going to start looking sad. It's all generated on the fly. I just want to say this. And by the way, I didn't know if this would work beforehand. I haven't seen this anywhere else. Um, if you just, I'm sure if you just give it some time, it's going to start feeling upset. Let's watch the face. See? See, this was made with
Okay,
React.
this is really inaccurate because I have a Labrador and I can tell you, you need to feed them way more. You can't. This is not. What happens if it goes full? Oh, pet
It
has
died.
passed. It died.
Yeah, it died. Can you believe it? It made this on the fly. Now, I know this is not the most complicated problem, but this is not possible a year ago.
And there's no way to. This is executing the code within Claude itself.
Yep, it's called an artifact. So I use artifacts for all this stuff.
Dude, I'm getting Claude's this thing right now.
Tanmay, shall we try something really difficult? Let's see if artifact can do this. Okay, let's see if Claude can do this. Okay, this is like create an artifact to remake the Uber app complete with all screens. This, Tanmay, is going to be the ultimate test of whether AI has gotten better in the last, God knows, year. Okay, create an artifact to remake the Uber app complete with all screens. Okay, it's creating a simplified version. Look at me, coder, coding. Okay, so enter pickup location. Gonna enter New Zealand.
Doesn't work.
No, it's working. So as you can see, I can choose the type of ride. I'm choosing the Uber X, and it's arriving. Obviously, it's a very, very simplified version because it doesn't have access to APIs. But like things like the Maps API and stuff, it's not rocket science from where it is right now to get there. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see some of these apps being generated on the fly.
Yeah, it's gotten much better since like a year ago. Remember when we were doing AutoPod and that kind of
And
stuff?
we were getting belted, remember when we were getting belted a year ago saying this is making small buttons? But the trend line is such that you cannot stop the arc of progress.
Not AutoPod, AutoCode Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah, the trend line is definitely up and to the right dramatically, like more up than right.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy. I feel like
Have you tried, you're working on some dating app, right? Have you tried using Claude to make it instead of, real engineers? If it's simple.
no, I didn't. I ended up aborting the idea. Haha, aborting. I ended up aborting the idea, but like I'm trying to build something else where definitely the engineers are AI assisted heavily.
Nice. Everyone's getting in on the game. Awesome. This was a great episode.
Yeah, this was kind of mind blowing actually. My mind is kind of blown. Dude, I'm gonna download Claude right now. This is crazy. I can do all this on the phone also, right?
Claude is the best LLM right now. Can you imagine most people in the world, even serious business people, they know about GPT, but they don't know about Claude? Can you imagine how early we are?
Yeah, imagine, dude, Sam Bankman-Fried invested in Claude. If Claude really works out, FTX users will be made whole. Ha 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 ha. Random. Anyway, see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.